Hi guys, and welcome to a new build, design and race, or design, build and race, or test, or whatever you want to call it. Today we are trying to build something with way too much downforce. That's what I'm thinking. So last time out we made the stupid straight line speed van that I called the drag. The drag something. I've totally forgotten what I called it now. Dragster? I think it was just like a dragster van. So what I want to try and do is create a car that isn't very fast, maybe even under 100 mile an hour, maybe more like 150, to try and get as much downforce as we can possibly have. It'll have a massive wing, lips on the front, everything. So for this, I think we're probably going to use a coupe of some sorts. Maybe a sedan would be suitable. Maybe a hatchback would be suitable. Certainly not an SUV, a utility, MPV, a van. Maybe even a convertible, although maybe not preferably a convertible. So we'll have a look at what we've got here. Maybe I'll untick hatchback. So let's see what we've got here. So we want something that's fairly good in terms of... I'm thinking maybe something like this. Something that's very good in terms of downforce. So, maybe quite streamlined. I think this car here, this car body, looks pretty good. So, you know, we want minimal drag, really. Look at this. Its drag rating is very low. So it's kind of what we want. So, and to make it better through the corners, maybe it'd be better if it was front end, if it was mid-engine. Possibly, I don't know. Can we make it mid-engine to try and make it better through the corners? So this is now mid-engine, so let's see what we've got from the mid-engine category. This thing's even, actually its drag rating is quite high. I'm looking for something like fairly low, but not like massively low on drag. Here you go. Something like this maybe, the 2001 Coupe. So, look at that, nice and streamlined, let's pick that. So, carbon fibre. Obviously, and then in terms of this, we want it to be quite light. It doesn't really matter that much. We want it to be fairly light. Nothing else really matters for now. So, engine placement, we definitely want it to be, in the middle, I'm guessing. I don't know what this is, what the difference is here. So we want, oh there you go, we'll choose this because it's got better like cooling capacity and stuff, and better cabin volume and things like that. So, suspension, obviously we're going to try and max out drivability on this car. We want it to be very drivable. Actually, so thinking about it, let's go ahead and modify a few things to make it the most drivable car we can possibly have. So, yeah. That's what we want to go for here. So, we're going to definitely design a new engine for this thing. We're going to go ahead and call... I don't know what we're going to call this. I think I'm going to plan to do a V6 in this thing. We don't want it to be too punchy. So let's go ahead and do a V6. We'll do a V90. They tend to be a bit better. Magnesium, because it's the lightest, quite simply. And then, obviously we can probably make this thing quite big. Now, I think the plan will probably be to make it all-wheel drive. So, we want, there you go, all-wheel drive. So, that means we can make it quite big. Which is obviously what we want. We want it to be nice and massive. So, looks like we can almost max it out on size. But there you go, that fills the engine bay. So 100%, that's what we want. And so that means we can have quite a large CC without really having an issue. Obviously max on all this sort of stuff, because things like emissions and all that doesn't really matter, does it? Obviously max quality wherever we can get it. Now this, we'll just go with this one here. Lightweight titanium, lightweight forged on there, because they are the best we can get. All this stuff we'll sort out later. We're not going to give this thing a turbo to save ourselves from tuning the little extra bit. We don't want it to be too quick, so we'll make it nice and natural. We'll go performance, and I think we'll probably use ultimate fuel. I think we'll always use ultimate fuel. I know we didn't in our GT4 car, but we may as well, because again, the fuel type is only really relevant in career mode, when different types of fuel obviously impact on who buys the car, and things like lead fuel can get banned in certain countries to the time that you make them in it. So we want max on all this. Obviously, we'll go ahead and, as I said, we'll configure all this stuff a bit later once we've figured out what this engine is actually capable of. So at the moment we're capable of 524 horsepower, so we're going to try and get that up a little bit. We don't want too much horsepower, because we don't want this thing to be too quick. We want, really the aim is, I think we're going to go for max wings, we're going to fit big wings to the car, things like that. That is what we want to do with this car. So go ahead and try and sort of get the best out of it. The best that we're going to get out of it, I don't really know. So obviously we have saved ourselves a bit of pain by not having a turbo. That does mean that things like the intercooler and all that sort of stuff isn't an issue. Looks like we are going to have to limit the RPM on this car to about 6,500, unfortunately. I might change that later. We'll see how much power we can get out of it. So, yeah, because all these are at their max for RPM. Also, exhaust, we're going to make that a lot bigger. It looks like we actually, I mean, this is only a V6, remember. It's a fairly big V6. It's like 7 litres. But it hasn't got it's 7.6 litres. But we haven't got anything massive. Like, this thing doesn't have, it doesn't have, actually, what produces better, if anything produces better drivability, we want that. Because remember, this thing needs to be very drivable. That's what we want to try and get out of this car. I'm going to try and turn the fuel mixture up. So it looks like we could actually possibly get 800 horsepower out of this thing if we tried hard enough. In fact, yeah, we can get 800 horsepower out of it. I'm happy with that. That's mad. If we could get 800 horsepower out of this car, that would be absolutely lovely. Obviously, there you go. That looks like the best power we're going to get. So it's absolutely nuts, this. Like, 804 horsepower out of V6. It's pretty cool. A race intake could give us a bit more. How does that impact on drivability? Is that actually a factor right now? Doesn't look like it. So we'll choose race then, may as well. So, yeah, we want to try and get as much power out of this thing, obviously, as possible, but because we are definitely going to fit a lot of wings, which will impact on our straight line speed. That's for certain. That's almost certainly going to happen. So we're going for quite a wide exhaust here. I don't know. There you go. 826 horsepower. There we go. I think 826 horsepower out this thing should be a pretty good ask. Unfortunately, you can't really add in much more than 6,900 RPM. That's this thing's reliability sort of threshold. We're going to set it to 6,800 to make sure we don't get any craziness out of this thing. So that's a bit of a shame. We can't really have any more than 6,800 RPMs out of this thing. Right, these two aren't related. Right, obviously we want max quality. So we'll just check to make sure we've fitted max quality to everything. We have. And then the cam profile. There you go, 839 horsepower. I think that, we'll consider our engine done. We'll just test it quickly. Not too loud, that's nice. We've got no issues at all with the car. So now the body. So we want this thing, this has one seat row, it's a bit less drag, I think. It's got 2 doors, it's much more suitable. So we'll pick this one here. Now we want this thing to be fairly aerodynamic, I think. So we'll try and extend the body out. Make it just like a little bit more, it's going to be quite a big car, this. 15 on the body quality. Try and, tuck it in a little bit. Extend it, there you go. Try and make it nice and aerodynamic. We'll fiddle around with some of this stuff later. Make it a bit shorter, maybe, as well. Cool. Keep the paint as basic for now. As I said, we changed that in Beamng, don't we? So let's go ahead and... Oh, these headlamps are hideous. Right, let's see if we can get some good headlamps looking on this thing. What the... Why did it fit those headlamps that I told it not to fit? Well, these could look okay. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think we need a specific shape of headlight, really, to work on this sort of car. Maybe something like this could work. Those actually do look kind of weird. Maybe not then. I don't know. We need to try and get like... Oh, well, these could look okay actually. Oh, can we flip them? Okay, that's a pretty weird looking car, but I like it. I'm not sure how efficient that would be to have lights there in real life, but this isn't real life, so it's acceptable. Just shorten the back of the car out a little bit. There, it's a little too long. Right, back lights. Just fit these. It's kind of an odd looking back as well. It's a really odd looking car, this. That's for certain. Fit our little indicators. Yeah, I know, this is actually kind of odd. This is an odd looking car. Now, the grille, we'll try and have something curvy, I think, that can curve round. Something like this, maybe, could be quite good. It makes it look like the car's smiling, actually. It's quite cool. And we'll try and extend it. There we go. That's actually a really cute looking car, I think. It looks odd, but it's kind of nice. So... now, a lip, we're definitely going to fit to this thing. I'm guessing, is this meant to be on the front or the back? I don't know. This can go on the front. We want as many downforce related things as we can get, really. Yeah, because that's kind of the aim with this car, is we want downforce. So, because you know, I've always thought, you know, I'm not the greatest with cornering in this game, so I think, you know, maybe this might help us. So let's go with a massive wing. This thing's gonna have a big wing to try and help us. I'm not sure if a wing that big is actually any good, but and we'll extend it so it's quite a big wing, like that. It looks a bit silly, really. But it's cool. And then try and fit a lip to the front, if we can get one that works. There. Well, every little bit that can help, really. We'll leave door handles and everything like that, because it makes us slightly less aerodynamic. I'm not really sure if that's even modelled in this game, honestly, but... who knows? Right, go with a nice flat plate. We might not be able to fit one on the front here. We'll fit one on the back, though. Bumper bar. Don't need that. Save it while I'm at it. Right, double exhausts. It's only a V6. We should only need the one pair of exhausts. Like that. So, yeah, it's a cool looking car, this. I think it's alright. So... for now, let's continue with this. We're definitely going to make it all-wheel drive. That's definitely for certain. We're going to make it a dual clutch system, 7 gears, I think. What's better drivability? We want the most drivability possible, which... actually, drivability might be something slightly different to what I think it is. We want slightly larger gear ratios. We'll do it until it classes as a problem. This thing's not going to do 200, game. Like, there's no way this thing's ever going to do 200. I'll be surprised by that. So we'll set it to a max of 200 for now, and we'll keep this. Oh, we'll put up the spacing of the gears a little bit. Cool. Good differentials. They have the best drivability. 15 on quality. Power distribution, we want a little bit more from the front then. Maybe. And I think we'll go 50-50, maybe a little bit more to stop it from wheel spinning. Might help us there. Okay, it's 55-45, why not? We want the best drivability we can get out of these tyres, the best, they go hard, long life tyres. To get ourselves, I want the most grip really, so they go grip, cornering grip. We want the most grip possible. More front grip, so these can go up to max, that's for certain. Max tyre widths. They get more grip, so a larger rim diameter slightly. And we'll see what we end up with at the end. So, quite big, fairly big brakes. On the last car I built, they did actually start to fade even at what we built then. So, can't imagine what it'd be like there. So, race, obviously, because it just helps us a little bit. Brake bias, we'll keep. They go 60-40. Now we want downforce. We want max downforce on all of this. So more front downforce, less understeer. This is what we want here. Want the engine to be nice and cool. Although it thinks we can lower it, so we'll keep it at 50 actually. Brake, airflow we'll put about there. And then obviously minimal seats, basic interior. We don't want this to weigh much at all. Power steering, we'll fit it with some power steering assists and all the like. No safety because that adds weight. And then we're going to want something like probably active sport to increase our drivability. To get better, maybe we'll increase the ride height slightly. So this thing should have quite a high drivability, and as we can see there, look. So we want fast steering, preferably. That should tell us what this thing's really capable of. So it'll start understeering at about 80. That seems to happen with all the cars I build on this game. What do I do? The downforce at top speed is too high. Oh dear, we've got too much downforce. That's funny. That's very funny. So we'll just raise the car a little bit. So I want to try and get it as low as possible, but obviously without it bottoming out. The short gearing is reducing the car's top speed. And we have minor issues with wheel spin as well, apparently. And I want to reduce the gear spacing to try and get ourselves a bit less wheel spin. We had way too much wheel spin on the other car we made before, so you can't. We have got problems with wheel spin clearly. Spacing will just make 0 then. But we want to increase the spacing slightly, so we'll get like 1% wheel spin. Try for that. See, that's the thing though. I mean, we're going to get quite bad wheel spin apparently in second gear, so I try to manage that. Oh, increasing the top speed seems to help with wheel spin too, so we'll try that. So what I mean, I don't know what this thing's 0 to 60 time is. No, that's kind of the problem. It might slow us down a little bit. I want to try and minimise wheel spin. So yeah, no wheel spin in second gear at all. So we'll have a bit in first gear, but oh well. So I'm going to try and help with turns out a sequential is better than a dual clutch. What's a manual going to do for the wheel spin? So it seems as though, actually no, the dual clutch system's the best for no wheel spin. So that's what we'll do in terms of our wheel spin. We'll try to manage it. This thing thinks it can do 212. What? I'm amazed. Right, so what can we do to get this thing to be a bit better? In terms of its fast steering. Because we've still got that problem. We still have that problem of we lose tons of grip. Like, instantly. As soon as we get above 80, we just start to understeer. Like, how can I stop that from happening? That's what I want to know. It's got max downforce. That's what's really strange. Like, how with max downforce is this a thing? I need to look this up, how to get, like, better downforce in this game, because I'm not very good at it. Suspension tuning, maybe? We'll try. We'll try race. Race suspension, maybe. So that will hopefully help some of our understeer. Hopefully. Still, though, we do get quite bad understeer. I don't know how you build a car that's oversteery. What about we convert this thing to, like, to rear wheel... Can I do that now? Yeah. Rear wheel drive. We haven't done a rear wheel drive car. But how does that help? Doesn't help. Great. So what's the point then? What does it actually do? 4x4. 4x4, that's great. So it seems as if all-wheel drive is the most drivable. I'm quite interested by this. Here you go, steering fast. What's best? So rear-wheel drive for... Yeah, it doesn't look like it makes... Looks like it makes any difference, really. Okay, it's kind of odd. Really? None of this seems to do anything. I'm amazed. None of this really seems to do anything. It's quite funny. We'll try and decrease wheel spin, though, by giving a bit more... I don't know. This seems to be okay. Now then, I don't really know. Oh, decreasing the tyre diameter seems to do a little bit. That's now minimum. So that's as good as we're going to get, I think. Tyre width, definitely max. Max that out, because that helps us with grip. Right, I think we're done. And this thing is very quick. 211 miles an hour. This thing's going to make. So, I just want it to be good in the corners. I don't really care. It's only got a V6 though. How we got this much speed out of a V6, I will never know. Don't know how we did that. But yeah, we've got the max downforce we can have, so I don't think we could have done much better. About 90 mile an hour it does start to get quite understeery, but it's better than some of the other cars we've made. Is it going to give us a help? Weight distribution, tyre width and profile, and suspension, spring, and swiftness, like spray bar swiftness. Okay. So what? I want to know what. Why can't I look at? It's a pain. I can't look at steering fast. It doesn't really seem to do anything, really, does it? We'll leave it like that for now, then. Don't really know what that's done. What else did it say? Weight distribution. We'll try that then. See how that... Where's the weight distribution side of things? It does say it back here. Somewhere, doesn't it? That's power. Where's the weight distribution side of things? Or maybe that's just automatic. Based on what we've ended up making. don't know what the rim offset does exactly. Cross-ply tyres, does that do anything? That seems to completely break it. I've just totally broken everything now. That's better. The rim diameter gives us more grip. So we want to try and get a larger, like a 19-inch seems to be the largest we can do. So I think we'll have to leave it at this. I think this is our completed car. What's going on? The rear tyres have blown. Try increasing width. Okay. So I think he's messing up all the settings here. And changing how much, like... Funny. It's when I change the rim diameter. That's what it is. They go 18-inch rims, then we'll go with... I'll make sure that it is finally set in here. That we can get a lower ride height as possible, because I'd much rather that. Well, this thing's going even lower. How low can this thing go? There we go, that's the lowest it can go. So, 211 mile an hour this thing can get. Let's just try a little bit more now. We're fitting, maybe we'll fit something else. What else can we do to help ourselves with aerodynamics? Can we make this wing even bigger, maybe? That just looks really silly. I mean, I've got to be honest there. It does. This wing just looks a bit dumb. What does that actually do? It hasn't done anything to our top speed, and it hasn't really improved anything to do with understeer either. I don't really know what it's meant to do then. So I think our car is basically completed. $211 this thing thinks it's capable of. That's amazing. How it's capable of 211, I don't really know. I mean, it says it's capable of that, so... So without an active wing, look, that does drastically change where this thing starts to understeer. I don't know what I've done there. The downforce at top speed is... Why does it keep changing the suspension height? Something keeps breaking it and causing it to change. It's really annoying. And now suddenly it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I don't really know. But this, I mean, there you go. So, yeah, something's gone wrong here. What's changed? We didn't change anything. But it's changed our like, downforce. Oh. I don't know. I think something's a bit up with this game. Maybe. I don't know. This thing hopefully will be very aerodynamic. I don't know whether it will be. Hopefully it will be. I don't know whether other things help with aerodynamics. Is there any wings we can fit anywhere else? Can we do anything with the body shape? Maybe? Yeah, if we can do anything with the body shape... Can I even? Is it letting me? Okay, it's not letting me do that now. It's not letting me modify the shape of it. Nice. Okay, I think we're complete. I'm positive I could have gone back and done that before. Like, I want to modify the shape of the body, but I can't. It's kind of odd. Why can't I? That's what I don't get. That's really strange. Like, normally I can. Is it here I do that? Oh no. By clicking this, I think I've just reset everything, haven't I? Have I? Have I reset anything? No. Our top speed's now 209. Don't know what changed that, but okay. So random. But anyway, we haven't got any issues with the car, so we'll go ahead and get this thing to test in. So let's see how it does. Right, 207.96. That's about in the region of all the other cars we've developed, so I'd say it's okay. But yeah, 209 mile an hour. This thing thinks it can do 2.9 seconds, 0 to 60. Calling G's are quite high, so that's kind of nice, I guess. And we'll see what we can do in this thing. I want to see what grip we can get out of it. So there we go. We'll go ahead and save that to automation, and then let's export it to Beam, and then we'll have a crack at it there, I guess. So it's the car name. It's the Chili. Chili Aero Speciale. I don't know, just like special aero. No. It's the Chili Grip GT. I don't know. I need to think of a name for this car. I need a name. It's the Chili Corner Muncher. Because it eats corners. There we go. Oh dear. That's a right old name. Right, we'll go ahead and export that to Beam. So we'll wait for it. Also, I can actually set up my wheel while it's doing this, thinking about it. Save myself a little bit of time. So yeah, if you hear noise in the background, it's just everything for the wheel getting sorted out. There we go. Right, that's now been completed, so we can go out of this. Get everything set up. For playing Beam. Let's see how this car ends. Let's see how this car turns out, I guess. So yeah, we've got the car completed, so I'm excited to see what it can do on a lap around the track. I'm very excited about what this thing can do. So cool, go ahead and get rid of that. There's our car, model number 3. So drivability is the highest out of all the cars we've made, apart from the GT4 that we built. That was a cool thing. That was. So there we go. Reliability is not too bad. MPGs, it is the best out of all of them. Obviously, you can sort of expect that, as it is it's got 0 comfort. That comforts me. But it's got slightly higher economy because it is a V6. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in Beamng. Hello, guys. We are in Beam. The thing should all be in here. Mods, and there we go. The Chili Corner Muncher. It is all in here. So let's go ahead and get ourselves loaded in. Now, unfortunately, because Beam is it's loaded in non-full screen, which it does when you click on another window, and it drives me nuts. It's one thing that does drive me nuts about Beamng. There we go. Nice and fixed. Right, free roam. And then we'll go down to Dunsfold, spawn in our car, and let's see what this thing is capable of. Now, oh great, I haven't plugged in my wheel. It's very loud, by the way, when it turns on. It moves about, which makes it quite loud, so I'll just mute the mic. No, actually, I can't mute the mic, because that will take Beamng out of full screen. Can't click anything off Beamng, otherwise it mutes it. Right, hopefully, I'm trying to slow it down with my hands. That works. Cool. that hopefully works. So here we are at the Top Gear test track. Now, unlike the last car we took round, which I wanted to excel at something completely different, I want this thing to excel at the opposite. So the other one we wanted to excel at top end speed. We want this thing to try and complete a decent lap. Now, I don't know how good it'll be at this. You know, those charts, I don't know why, but I can't really make. If any of you guys have any tips for this, you know what you're doing in the automation side of things, please tell me how to get a really downforcey car. This thing doesn't feel quite as quick in terms of straight line speed, which is exactly what we want. Is that the engine sticking out the bonnet? We'll just ignore that. We'll just ignore that. Okay. Right, before we start a lap, we'll just see how this thing drives. Why are we in reverse? That's better. So this thing already, it feels quick. It makes a weird sound when it... So already though, it feels pretty good. It makes a weird sound. It's like a buzzing sound almost. They go into the Hammerhead, no, not into Chicago at 80. Whoa, this, okay, I think we've actually done our job. This is a seriously nice handling car. And because the thing is, it doesn't overload itself with power like the other cars that we've built. Like, if I try to come in the Hammerhead at 70, which was too quick in other cars, they go 60. This was too quick in other cars. In this car, it's great, and we can really accelerate out the end of the corner as well, because of the fact that this thing, because of the V6 and the less, you know, it's not so much straight line speed mad. Oh, but maybe if this thing was a bit more mad, we could have done that flat out. It would have been nice, but sadly this thing isn't quite that good on the downforce. So I've got to say that this is one of the best cars I've taken round this circuit. You know, I mean, it could still use a bit more improvement, but as I said, I don't really know how to get anything any more downforcey. I wish the gearbox wouldn't make that weird buzzing sound, though. In my right headphone, I'm getting like a weird sound every time this thing changes gear, which is a little bit irritating. It's almost like a little insect flying around, but I have checked to make sure it isn't a little insect, by the way. Right, okay, let's see what this thing can do over a lap then. It felt pretty quick. So let's see what it can do. I have a feeling this thing can be quick. Really, I honestly do have a feeling this thing is quick. It's not like F1 car quick, but because of its cornering speed, particularly around this corner, Chicago, which is a medium speed corner, it's what this thing should be perfect for. It could be better at high speed corners, this car. But in terms of medium speed corners, that's where it really shines above other cars. Obviously, slow speed corners, generally all cars are pretty good at them. And high speed corners, you only ever really get race cars that are good at them. But when it comes to a medium speed corner, very few cars, you need a specialist or a downforcey car that isn't necessarily, because that's the thing, I mean, obviously in automation at the moment anyway, I don't really know how that person made the Le Mans style car. I don't honestly know how they did that, because I have looked around in the workshop mods for automation and there isn't something like that. So by the looks of it, yeah, this thing is capable of about 1:13. I remember there were a few little oopsies on that lap as well, so at 1:14, I'd say this thing could do maybe even 1 to 2 seconds better than that too, so I'm really happy with that. Now let's go for a straight line speed test. So according to automation, this thing should be able to top out at 209. Now, luckily, this thing should reach its top speed quite quickly, because unlike the other cars I've built, this thing doesn't wheel spin. Obviously, we did spend quite a bit of time trying to make sure it didn't wheel spin, to try and get the best performance out of it possible. And I think my efforts have been rewarded, because this thing, I can mash it on the throttle. The other two, their gearbox is limited out. I remember when we did the Dragster van, I had to actually use a manual gearbox. It was that bad. That's how bad it was. I had to use a manual gearbox. The automatic didn't work. However, in this car, mash the throttle. Oh, never mind. I can't mash it in first gear. But once we're out of first gear, we're pretty good. So Why is it? As soon as you go to do a straight line speed run, it suddenly fails. But as you can see, look, this thing is very good to drive. It feels nice to drive. There we go, already. By the X, 190. And that's kind of the cool thing. This thing, and its brakes are awesome as well. We managed to get stopped even before this X. So it did 190. I mean, to be quite honest, that's amazing for a V6. So we'll go for one more run at it, and then we'll do the ultimate top speed challenge, which is where we go to the end of the map to see what this thing is really capable of. So 190, let's see what we can do this time. Oh, 192. So this thing is quick. It feels quick, and its brakes I'm amazed at. We did make them pretty big to make sure they didn't fade, and you know, we've just done two very harsh brakes in a row, and this thing's treated it like nothing. So yeah, let's see what this thing's capable of. Obviously, you know, obviously the van is the leader at the moment with like 265. Let's see what this thing can do. So we'll look at our airspeed rising. Obviously, this is what we want to look at. The speedometer is a little bit inaccurate. So we'll go to the outside cam for this. This is a cool car. It's less loud when you're in this cam. Look at that though. It actually looks fairly nice as well. So obviously going over the grass, we won't properly get top speed. We need to wait until we get to the flat white area. Then this thing, there you go, 204, 205. So 209 is the top speed we should reach. 206, 207, come on car. You can do 209. No, I think 207 is this thing's max, you know. Oh, 208. 208. I think 208 is its max. I don't think we get anything else. Come on. I don't think we're getting anything else, sorry. No. Oh, 209. There's 209. 210. No. This thing can do 211. Wait, it's beating its theoretical top speed? What? 212. How long could this thing go on for? Hands off the wheel, just sitting it. Right, 212, I think, is its max. Yeah. 212. I can see the speedometer flickering. So definitely 212. I'm amazed. And then full on the brake stop. That's amazing. And no brake fade. Wow. This is an amazing car, I've got to say. I think it's one of the most amazing cars we've built so far. How's it at Donuts? We didn't test this with the Dragster van. How is this at Donuts? I want to see how this thing is at Donuts. Some of the other automation cars have been pretty good. This thing isn't actually so good at Donuts. But yeah, I think it's an alright looking car. As always, the link to this on the Beamng forum will be down below. And providing this thing's been accepted onto the forum by then, hopefully it will have been. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and take a snip tool of this thing. Because that's what we want. Because I do forget this, we need to have a image of this. So I'll go ahead and save this to my PC a minute. Save that, cool. So that is what we've got. I'm amazed at this car. I think we've built an absolutely wondrous thing here. Obviously Beamng has gone out of full screen now, which is why there's a slight bright line at the bottom of your screen. This thing's actually alright to drift as well. Oh! Okay, this thing's alright to drift too. That's pretty amazing. I'm happy with the car we've got here. I'm very happy. This thing's a lovely, lovely car. Let's try drifting it then. Let's see what we can do. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll leave that there. So... a good car, this. I'm not going to lie about that. It's a excellent car. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Trying to find reverse on my gearbox, like little shifter. There we go. There's reverse. It's different based on every car in Beamng. It's kind of odd. Park it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed this series. I don't know what I've come up with here. I don't know, you know, whatever I've come up with for this series, I think it's working. I like it. It's a good series, this. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, as I said, down in the description below will be a link to this car so you guys can check it out yourself. The first two have had combined over 200 subscriptions and downloads together, so that's absolutely amazing. And the third one went up this morning and it's already had about 5 downloads and subscriptions, so absolutely amazing that people are getting them, got good reviews on them as well. So if you guys would, you know, just check out the descriptions in all these videos and you will find a link to each of them. I hope you have fun driving these cars, as much fun as I've had driving them today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Actually, it'll probably be a stream, since this is going up Wednesday afternoon. It'll be Wednesday evening. We're going to do some VFR flying around Hawaii. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.